mi gente? Good morning, everybody. Right? Like a little after 11:30. Good morning, y'all. Let me just wait for a couple people to come in. You know, the usuals. As y'all can see, I'm in a car today. And today I was like very, very much on the fence about like going live today, because I'm not really feeling it. I wasn't feeling it. Let me say that. I wasn't like I don't know, I woke up in a weird mood today, and I just was like, maybe I won't go live today. But then I kept getting signs about like depression, which is something that, you know, I struggle with every now and again. So I was like, you know, let's talk about that. Let's talk about depression. Let's talk about, y'all know me. Healing. Talking about healing. That's all we talk about over here. We out here glowing and growing, even through the pandemic. I think for me, like when I'm depressed, there's like a couple things that happen. I don't eat much, and bitches love to eat over here. Yes, I'm bitches. I don't sleep too well, or I oversleep. It's really like no telling what's gonna happen. And then the other thing that I don't talk about pretty often is that there's a lack of hygiene. I don't take care of myself too much. I don't shower as much as I'm supposed to when I'm depressed. And it's not like something where I'm like, I'm gonna be dirty today, but it's like, for me, when I'm depressed, I have no control over anything else. And I think that me making that decision to not shower is like the only thing I feel like I have control over during that time. So the past couple days has been weird, because I don't think I was depressed, or I think I'm like falling into that stage, because of I'm not really in the mood to eat like that. I'm not really in the mood to shower, and I've been like oversleeping some days or not sleeping at all other days. Okay, can you give me the water? Oh, never mind. Yeah, so I'm just like, I'm in the middle of trying not to get depressed, and maybe I am depressed. I'm still trying to figure it out. Usually it's very easy for me to be like, okay, something's going on. I might have to like take a step back. And I know that the past couple of weeks, because of the launch of Royal Goodies box, I have been overworking a lot. Like I've been really, really pushing myself. There's a lot of things, like especially when you launch a business like that, there's a lot of things, any business really, there's a lot of things that you have to like look at every single day. I'm on the computer minimum 8 hours a day, and I'm not even like, that's one of my main focuses is the Royal Goodies box right now, on top of, you know, a couple other things, but that has been like the biggest priority the past couple weeks because of the recent launch. And after I sold the majority of my boxes, I was just like, boop, I kind of crashed. And that happens like pretty often for me, like after a big event or after something that I've been planning on officially happens. After that, I kind of crash. I kind of just fall into this like weird state, because I think with when it happened in the past, it was like post-event depression. So it was like your main focus, your main purpose was that event. So you've been working on that event for weeks, months, whatever, how long you've been working on it. The event happens, and then after that, you don't know what to do with yourself. So I think that's kind of like how I've been feeling. Even though there's still work to do with Royal Goodies. There's always work to do, especially because it's a bi-monthly box that you know, I have to maintain, but it's been a little bit difficult for me to focus on it recently. So I kind of wanted to just take a sit back. Like last Thursday, I was like, I'm not doing anything. I'm not gonna do too much. I'm not gonna go above and beyond with any of my projects or whatever, because I just needed a break. But the break kind of took longer than I expected. So like the past week, I haven't really been like as proactive as I would like to be, or as I should be with everything that I have going on. And you know, I'm just trying to keep my head above water. I know that one of the other things that have been playing in my mind is like, you know, all the Black Lives Matter protests, all the changes that's happening, the fireworks that's been happening like constantly as well. There's so much outside of my own world that has been taking an emotional toll on me as well. So, you know, I just wanted to talk about it because I feel like I was talking about it earlier with somebody, and they were saying that, you know, depression is a choice. And to an extent, I believe that we can choose to stay there, or we can choose not to get help when we figure it out. But I also know that for me, I didn't realize that I suffered from depression until like I was done with it. You know what I mean? So I was like not done with it, but until I got over like a certain hurdle. What's that? Until I got until I got over a certain hurdle. Don't do that. Sorry. And you know, and honestly, the conversations that was happening within the community. Oh, that's a time. In our communities or even in the media has been. It really helped me realize the things that I went through, and I think that's the big part too, is that sometimes we don't realize that we have this emotional hormonal imbalance until we're so far in it, and we're kind of used to it. There's a part of me that's like, I know that I deal with it, and I know how to handle it to an extent. Obviously it's not perfect, it's not the easiest thing to deal with, but it is something that, you know, that I'm familiar with. So when I get into this space, I'm like, okay, I need to do this or I need to do that. And even if it doesn't work, it kind of just, sometimes I just need to feel whatever I'm feeling and just let the feeling pass. That's something else that works for me sometimes. And then when I get closer to the end of it, that's when I can take more assertive actions to feel better about it and to feel, you know, to get myself out of that like funky place. But it's hard. It's, you know, it's something that, you know, I think that we speak about, but there's still a lack of transparency and understanding within our community about it. And that's not an issue, but for me, I always want to make sure that I'm keeping it a buck with y'all, I'm keeping it 100 with y'all, because I know that everything that I'm going through is a part of my purpose and a part of the reason why I'm going to be the person that God has, you know, destined me to be. And sharing this information is just, it's essential, because I think we need to hear it. I think we need to accept the fact that people go through it. Sometimes we can get help, other times we can't. Because I know one thing that did help me is having a therapist. But at this time, because I quit my job, my 9-to-5 in March, I currently don't even have health insurance right now. So it was like, you know, there's a bunch of things that plays a role to the lack of, or the amount of effort I put into taking care of myself. And I know that the other thing for me is like, taking care of myself sometimes includes taking care of other people or helping other people. So, you know, I always have to find that balance. I always have to figure out like what's gonna work this time around, and it's a constant thing. It's something that I have to work on every single day. It's a choice that I have to make every single day. Anytime I'm in this space, I have to choose, okay, like I wanna fix this, or maybe I can't fix it. Maybe I just need to sit in my feelings. It's a very confusing state to be in. I think that's the biggest thing about it, is that it's confusing. There are times where, you know, it's easier than other times, but there are times where you feel like you're just drowning in all of your feelings. You're just drowning in all of the emotions and all of your situations where there's no light at the other side of the tunnel. And those times it can be really hard, but it's not impossible. I think that because because I'm an empath, I feel it a little bit more too, because sometimes it's not even my own depression that I'm feeling. Sometimes not even my own emotions that I'm feeling. It's other people's emotions. And that takes a very big toll on me, because there's that inner battle of like me wanting to be happy, where I'm like, everything is fine in my life, but the people that are around me, they're going through something, so I feel their emotions, you know. So it's hard for me to win in that situation, but it's not impossible. I think I know that I've been able to get out of it before. I know that every time it happens, there's a light somewhere. Even if I don't see it at the moment, there's a light somewhere. And it's not impossible to deal with. It is difficult to deal with, but you have to choose to understand yourself, understand your habits. Being aware of who you are in that space does help a lot. Like, I had to learn like what I'm okay with, what I'm not okay with, and learn what my triggers are, learn what happens when I'm in that state, how I handle myself, how I carry myself in that state of mind. And that's been what's been keeping me going, for real. That's what's been helping me get through some of those things when it does happen. And it's been a journey. Needless to say, like, it's been a journey going from not knowing what it was to understanding it, and then being aware of how to handle it and how to move, or how I move around it. And I want to continue having these conversations, because it's important to have these conversations. I don't ever want people to feel like they're alone in these situations, you know, because there are people who go through this. And one of the things that I know happens with me is that I feel like I'm alone, or I feel like there's a lack of, or, you know, like I'm not enough, or no one understands. But there are people that do understand everything that you're going through. There are people who can relate to you about your current situation, your current emotions. They're there. They are there. And man, yeah, I'm gonna be alright. I know I'm feeling it, but I know that I'm gonna be okay. I just wanna. It's Friday, you know. It's Friday, so my boyfriend has a day off, so we're gonna hang out. We're gonna sip a little sham. We're gonna indulge and have some good conversation. And, you know, I'm gonna just take steps to, I'm just gonna take steps to make sure that I'm okay. And if I have to, like, sit in my feelings for whatever reason, I'll do that. But like I said, I'm aware of who I am. I'm aware of what my feelings can do to me. And I'm aware that my feelings are a big part of who I am, you know. So I don't strain away from it. I don't deny it. Like, that's who I am. That's nothing that I'm gonna push away, or I'm gonna deny for whatever reason. And that's what's gonna help me get out of the feels. for real. But yeah, y'all. So honestly, that's all I really wanted to jump on and say. If y'all need anything, like, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always gonna try to do my lives every Friday, whether I'm feeling it or not. This is like something I'm gonna keep trying to do on a consistent basis, you know. Let's see what happens, for real. Because like I said, I be having my days where I'm like, I don't want to talk to the people. But I'm gonna keep talking. I'm gonna keep trying to have these conversations. I want to heal. I want to talk business with you guys. If you guys haven't purchased a Royal Goodies box, I only have like 2 more, honestly, because I have to ship some stuff out. I have like 2 more. Those are part of like the healing process for me, taking care of your skin, taking care of your body physically and internally as well. Internally, I should say. And yeah, that's it. I'm getting like great feedback about it. It's been exciting. I have 2 more boxes, and then the next launch is in August, so get your box. Okay. Yeah, you gotta have the courage sometimes. Sometimes you just have to be transparent. I think that's something that I live by. For real. Like, I love being transparent, whether people like it or not. And I think after my last relationship, I had to relearn that, because that's who I was before. Kind of got lost in the sauce, and now I'm back. Now transparency is what I live by. Like, all my relationships, that's what happens. I'm very transparent about everything that I go through, everything that I feel. And the thing about it, there's like, there's that thin line between transparency and brutal honesty, because you can be honest, but then there's brutal honesty. And I feel like the way some people convey their opinion or their honesty is a little bit more harsh than it should be. And I'm very soft-spoken. I'm very chill. I'm very like easy. So when I speak to you out of love. I'm not talking out of like aggression or anything. So yeah, being transparent is fine. It is, because I live my truth, and I think I know that's important. Living in your truth is very, very important. So enjoy your Friday. I hope that y'all do something fun. Stay safe. Go outside with your mask on. Okay, we don't need Corona wilding out any more than she has been. Let's not do that. Let's not. Love you guys. I'll see you next Friday.